Well, first of all, I want to make sure that we're doing what we need to do for our children and then our seniors. We do that through CHIPS. We now have, that's the Child Health Insurance Program. We now have 122,000 children enrolled in CHIPS. Nowadays, a lot of jobs don't come with those health benefits. So we make sure we take care of the kids first, and then we make sure we take care of prescription drugs for our seniors, that greatest generation that we talk about so often. And we're now able to take care of a couple of 100,000, provide prescription benefits for those seniors who were there for us when we needed them. So we're going to be there for them, they need us. Going forward, though, we have to do some administrative things, such as look at what can we do with the state health plan and Medicaid and local government health plans combined as far as buying power goes. How can we use those to reduce cost and put facilities out in our rural areas that give health clinics to people who don't otherwise have it. In addition to that, I think we got to continue on our Healthy North Carolina experiment, and that is to let people know you have to take care of yourself. We all have a personal responsibility to eat healthy, to get some exercise. If we do that, just to look at the state health plan, your cost to the state goes from about $1,500 a year to $7,200 a year when you get a chronic disease. And that's what we're trying to make all North Carolinians understand. We have to get the diabetes and cardiovascular rate down in eastern North Carolina. We're trying to do that partially through education, the Health and Wellness Trust Fund, and partially through the Cardiovascular Center at East Carolina University. Those are some of the things we're looking at as we're going forward to try and make people take better care of themselves.
Turning to a topic that has been on your plate for a while, but the lottery. During the election, you talked about your commitment to pursuing that. You haven't been successful thus far. Why are you committed to trying to continue to pursue that?
Well, we know that the school-age population is growing in the state. We know we're going to need resources to keep up. We know that we have a number of low-wealth counties that can't afford to build the schools that they need to build. We know that the state's going to have to step in and help with that because they don't have a tax base to go to. Consequently, we have to find a revenue stream. And to me, the most logical revenue stream is the one that North Carolinians have already put in place by playing this lottery in other states. Now, since I've come into office in 2001, Georgia had a lottery, and so did Virginia. Now South Carolina and Tennessee, we're completely surrounded. And I think as long as a lot of North Carolinians are playing it, we ought to keep the dollars here in our state for our schools, but make them, put them in a lockbox so they are for education and can't be used for anything else. Every dime going to the kids in school and not a penny going to politicians.
North Carolina has one of the fastest growing Latino populations in the country, and I'm wondering how you think the state needs to better prepare to meet some of the challenges of our growing multicultural population.
Well, the first thing I'd say about the growing Hispanic Latino population is that we got caught off guard in the 90s. It slipped up on us. It shouldn't do that again. We know the population is out there. We know we're one of the top 5 in their growth. We've put a lot of programs in place, and obviously I have a Latino Hispanic advisor. We're doing things like pre-K, more at 4, early childhood, making sure that those kids come in to pre-K and learn to speak English. And as a matter of fact, they can come into more at 4 and they can not speak a word of English, and within 3 to 4 months, they're fluent. And the other kids are learning Spanish. They go then into the kindergarten and they're not ESL, English Second Language. They don't hold anybody up. Everybody gets to move along fast. That's just one thing that we do. We're doing a lot of Immunize for Healthy Lives, which my wife, Mary, has been involved in to make sure that we get the immunization out there, the shots, and that they understand that. The SMILES program for dentists that are given of their own free time. We're trying as well to learn more about what we can do. There's a lot we can do that we're just going to have to learn as we go along. And we've got a lot of people who are working hard to help us service that community. But it is a real asset to the state, and we have to make sure that the educational opportunities are there for our Latino community just as much as for any other.
You mentioned your wife, Mary, and you both have been very committed to public service for a number of years. Why do you feel so passionately about serving the people of North Carolina?
Well, it's a great thrill, a great rush to come home at the end of the day and know that you've done something that's made a difference in somebody's life for the better. And whether that was representing the victim of a crime, I know Mary used to love to try rape cases because she wanted to help the victim and make sure that the victim had the fiercest lawyer in the county, and she was that. Or whether it's creating a program for at-risk 4-year-olds, or giving our seniors a better opportunity at prescription drugs. Those are things that this job lets you do that you otherwise couldn't do. And I think that is, it's a lot about upbringing, it's a lot about faith, about who you are. We were taught in my family that you should give back, always give back to help the least of our brethren. And if you can do that at a job that you love, then I think you've got pretty lucky.
Governor, thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
Well, thank you. I enjoyed being with you.
For more information on Governor Mike Easley's second term, you can log on to our website, www.unctv.org.
Funding for this program is made possible by UNC-TV members. Closed captioning of this program on UNC-TV is made possible in part by a grant from the F.M. Kirby Foundation.